good afternoon. Good afternoon. I am R.C. Blakes, and I know that you're not used to me coming through randomly on a Saturday afternoon, a rainy Saturday if you're anywhere around Houston, Texas today. But I was just finishing up my walk for today, and while I was walking, I had this thought about a life hack. And I said, what can I say to people that really need a break in life, really need to see their lives move forward? And maybe they don't have a supportive circle. Maybe they don't come from a family that's influential. And maybe they've had to just really pull themselves up literally by their own bootstraps. What would I say to them? And there are 5 things that I articulated, and I put it in a reel. So the reel is on Instagram and it's on YouTube as well in my shorts. But I want to kind of expound on it today. A life hack strategy. 5 moves that can change the direction of your life. These are things that I've learned and I want to share with you. Now, will you do me a favor and simply invite some others to come into this conversation with us this afternoon? This is going to be a good one. Let me see. That's the Royal Court. If you're not a member of the Royal Court, you should join today because we're meeting tomorrow afternoon. Actually, we're meeting on Zoom. And if you're not a member of the Royal Court, you should be. So let's get into this. Listen to this statement very carefully. My grandsons are here, so if you hear some noise, that's my grand kings. I have 3 of them. 5 moves that can change the direction of your life. Listen to this statement. Your next level often requires you to become recognizable to the people, places, and opportunities connected to it. Now, did you hear that? Your next level, let me read it again. Your next level often requires you to become recognizable to the people, places, and opportunities connected to it. Now, a life hack is a relatively simple adjustment that produces a disproportionately valuable result. Let me give you an example of how I learned this in real time in my life. I became the assistant pastor of New Home Ministries, the church that I'm blessed to have been raised in and get to serve today. I was under my father. And I was a very stoic, by nature, I am still a very stoic type person. I'm not a grinning kind of guy. But my father one day said to me, if you're going to be successful in pastoring and leading people, you're going to have to learn how to smile on purpose. And so I started smiling on purpose. Now it's become a part of my wardrobe. And I smile, I just smile. When I'm out, I'm very stoic when I'm by myself, but when I'm out around people, I have a cheery kind of disposition. And when I started smiling, my father gave me that life hack. When I started smiling, my influence and my success with people 10x'd. Because a life hack is a simple adjustment that you can make that produces massive positive outcomes. Now, some people are waiting for their lives to change while continuing to dress the same, circulate in the same environments, contribute at the same level, remain invisible, about their gifts, their talents, abilities, and carry the same old disposition or attitude. There are moments when prayer must be accompanied by positioning. Can I get somebody to put that in the chat? Prayer plus positioning. Prayer plus positioning. The Bible says in Proverbs 18:16, a man's gift maketh room for him and bringeth him before great men. Notice the text does not say his ambition brings him before great people. His gift does. There are rooms you cannot manipulate your way into, but you can develop position and serve your way into. Now, the goal isn't to pretend to be what you're not. The goal is to prepare yourself for where you're going before you arrive. If I'm leaving the South in the winter, let's say October, if I'm leaving the South and I'm going to Denver, Colorado, I'm not going to pack clothes that are suitable for the South. I'm going to pack clothing that's suitable for where I'm going. So this brings me to number one in the hack. Number one, change your dress code to suit your future. Your appearance should not merely reflect where you've been. I'm keeping it real. Okay. At strategic moments, your appearance should communicate where you're prepared to go. You should look in such a way, you should appear in such a way that people will wonder if you've already arrived. Now, this isn't about, please understand, this isn't about expensive clothing that you can't afford, or it's not even about designer labels. None of that stuff is important. It's about intentional presentation. Before people discover your intelligence, your character, your gift, or your competence, they experience your presentation, which is what I believe is the problem with many women that are not having good outcomes as it relates to attracting husbands. Your dress code does not communicate wife. And you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that because you want to dress trendy, but you don't want to dress like a wife. And your dress code is betraying you. Because there are environments that have an unspoken language. Dress codes are a language. Learn the language without losing yourself. If you want to move into executive environments, study how credible executives present themselves. If you want to become a speaker, study how serious communicators present themselves. If you're building a business, begin looking like someone you trust with your business. Dress for access, not attention. Dress for access, not attention. Joseph understood something about presentation. When Pharaoh summoned him, scripture says in Genesis 41:14, then Pharaoh sent and called Joseph, and they brought him hastily out of the dungeon. Watch this. And he shaved himself and changed his raiment and came in unto Pharaoh. Joseph had the gift while he was in prison. But when the opportunity changed, his presentation changed. He had to dress for the occasion. This is where I struggle with young people who say to me, I want to keep it real, so I want to have pink hair and I want earrings. I want rings in my nose, my eyes, my ears, my lips, everywhere. And I'm going to be the world's greatest attorney. Well, you may very well be the world's greatest attorney, but you'd probably be that attorney in obscurity because no one's going to give you an opportunity with your presentation. Or young men that want their pants to sag and they want all of their underwear showing and they're saying, I'm gonna be this and I'm gonna, well, unless you're a football player or a rapper or something like that, your dress code is going to prevent you. So ask yourself, if the opportunity I've been praying for called me this afternoon, could I walk into the room looking prepared for it? Wow. Number 2, only have 5 and I'm out of here. Put yourself in the environment of your desired circle. Put yourself in the environment of your desired circle, because you cannot build every relationship you need from your present circle. And all of us are comfortable in our little cocoons, in our little echo chambers. But there's a time in your evolution that you have to step outside of what you're comfortable with, what you're familiar with. And you have to put yourself in the midst of people that are already where you want to go. And for a while, you're going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to feel judged. You're going to feel like they're looking at you strange. You're going to feel like you don't belong, but you got to know that you belong, and you got to put yourself in the environment. And this doesn't mean abandoning people because you think you've become better than them. It means recognizing that exposure determines possibilities. Some things seem impossible because you've never been around people for whom they are normal. Some things seem impossible because you've never been around people for whom they are normal. When you get around people who've normalized the things you call miracles, miracles now become normalized to you. But you gotta do what? Get in the room. Sometimes getting in the room means you got to spend the money to, be at the conference, be in the cohort, be it, you just got to do whatever you got to do. Join the professional association, go to the seminar, participate in the fundraiser, attend the community event, take the course, volunteer for the organization, and don't enter desperately trying to meet somebody important. Enter to learn the culture of the room. Act like you belong. Keep your mouth closed and just sit there and shake your head like you know exactly what's going on the whole while you're taking notes, because you're learning the language, you're learning the frequency, the energy of the room, the spirit of the room, the environment. Your environment affects your thinking. It affects your vocabulary. It affects your standards and your expectations out of life. Proverbs 13:20 says, "He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed." Sometimes your next breakthrough isn't another piece of information, it's another environment. So here's the life hack. Stop asking, how do I meet these people? Start asking, where do people like this naturally gather? Then go there consistently. Go to their restaurants, go to their clubs, you go learn how to play golf. You young woman, you say you want to meet a professional man. Go learn how to play golf. Go take some golf lessons, but look good when you go. I'm teaching y'all better than y'all shouting. I say go take some golf lessons, honey. And even middle-aged women, older women, go out there, take some golf lessons. You got some older dudes out there looking for their next wife. They're not looking for little girl. They want a grown woman. Go to the golf course. Go learn how to hit the ball. Yeah, okay. You gotta go. You gotta go where your people are consistently. And now, while you're there, not only might you meet your boo, but you're going to probably make some amazing business connections with other powerful women who may be on that golf course and feel weird being in that environment. And y'all just strike up a conversation. You find out she needs what you need what she does, and Now you got great business opportunities. I'm preaching better than y'all shouting. Number 3, when you enter the room, enter with value to add. Once you get into the room, don't become a taker. This is where many people sabotage themselves when they get in certain environments. They finally get access to someone successful and immediately begin thinking, what can they do for me? What can I get out of this? Reverse the question. What can I contribute here? Don't enter into those circles as a taker. Enter in as a contributor. Don't enter important relationships leading with your needs. Enter looking for problems you can help solve. Can you connect someone? Can you volunteer? Can you bring expertise? Can you organize? Can you provide information? Can you make something easier? Can you help somebody win? The most powerful person in many rooms isn't the person demanding attention. It's the person increasing everybody else's value. And Jesus taught this counterintuitive principle in Mark chapter 10 and verse 43. He says, whoever will be great among you shall be your servant or your minister. That goes against, greatness isn't merely possessing something impressive. Greatness is becoming useful. So here's the hack. I'm not going to be long today. Before entering a desired environment, ask, what do these people need that I can authentically provide? Don't just network. Become valuable to the network, that you might become a part of the network. And when you are part of the network changes your net worth. Because as you add value to them, watch this, when you get in these circles and you add value to them, these are not the kinds of people that just want to take. They want the opportunity to contribute. So now they leave away with you at the front of their mind. How can I be a blessing to her? How can I be a blessing to him? What door, what opportunity can I give them? Number 4, make sure people know what you do by serving. There's a difference between promoting yourself and demonstrating yourself. There's a difference between promoting yourself and demonstrating yourself. Don't spend the entire evening telling everybody how gifted you are. Find an appropriate opportunity to use your gift. If you're a photographer, take an extraordinary photograph free of charge. If you're an organizer, jump in, help organize something free of charge. If you're a strategist, contribute a useful idea. If you're a communicator, communicate. If you're technologically gifted and something needs solving, solve it. God will let the computer just go down at the perfect time for you to step in and contribute. Don't just sit there looking, sipping, and no, go and demonstrate. You don't need to promote, you need to demonstrate. Your service becomes your introduction. Your service is your new business card. David didn't walk into Saul's palace saying, I'm the greatest musician in Israel. Someone else recommended him because his competence had already become known. Look what the Bible says here in 1 Samuel 16 and 18. Behold, I have seen a son of Jesse, the Bethlehemite, that is cunning in playing. His service was his business card. Somebody had seen him work. Now that's powerful when you really stop and think about it. Because most people who do not have a growth mindset, they're waiting to be paid before they use their gift. And most of them never really get paid. They just get the peanuts and nickels and dimes here. People that really get paid have given value for nothing. And it really was for nothing. It was to introduce themselves. And once they made a proper introduction, the floodgates opened up. Your gift should eventually create conversations about you in rooms where you aren't even present. Is this resonating? So here's the life hack. Don't tell everybody you're great. Give enough people an experience with your greatness that they tell somebody else. Because reputation travels farther than self-promotion. Self-promotion usually doesn't get out of the room because people tune self-promotion out, but reputation can travel around the world. That's why the Bible says a good name is worth more than riches. And then number five, and I'm done. Keep a pleasant, agreeable, and emotionally intelligent spirit when you get in this new environment. Now, this may be the most overlooked success strategy of all five. People prefer doing life and business with people they enjoy being around. And very few of us were ever really taught people skills, much less emotional intelligence. So we bring a lot of our familial issues to business, to the world, to friendships, and we wonder why people run away from us, because we never learned emotional intelligence. We become abrasive and difficult, high maintenance. You don't want to be that person. You can be brilliant, watch this, and exhausting. And if you're brilliant at what you do, but you're exhausting, people will pass on you for someone that's good, but a pleasure to be around. I would rather deal with a person that's good at it than a person that is the best at it, but hard to deal with. I'd rather deal with a person that's good at it, but a joy to be around. I'd even take a person that all right at it, and can learn, but a joy to be around than to have a person that's the best in the world, but just too high maintenance. Wow. You can be gifted and argumentative. You can be talented and chronically offended all the time. You can be qualified and emotionally unpredictable. We don't know where you're going to land today. And eventually your personality can close doors your gift open. Your gift makes room for you, and your personality shuts those doors in your face. Now, this doesn't mean becoming a people pleaser. Please don't misunderstand. It means learning how to disagree without becoming disagreeable. Learn to listen. You don't always have to be right. You don't always have to tell people everything you know, and you don't always have to inform people that they are wrong. I hope you heard what I just said. You do not always have to inform people that they are wrong about that. You don't have to make people know how much you know all the time. Sometimes you just need to shake your head and let people have their say and just be agreeable. It's negligible. It doesn't even matter. Why disrupt the rhythm and the chemistry of a developing relationship by feeling like I gotta make you know you're wrong. I know more than you. It's not a good look. You gotta learn to listen. You gotta learn to read the room. You gotta learn when to speak. Learn when something isn't worth arguing about. Learn to receive correction. Learn how to celebrate other people. Learn how to make people feel respected. Proverbs 16:24 says, pleasant words are as an honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the bones. Your gift may get you invited once, but your attitude, your spirit, your disposition often determines whether you're invited back. So here's the life hack. After every important interaction, don't only ask, did they see what I can do? But also ask, what did it feel like to work with me? How did they experience me? And that question can transform a career. It can transform a life. How do people experience me? And a good place to start with that is with your friends and your family. Just ask them to be bluntly honest with you about your energy, your disposition, how you come across, and don't penalize them. Don't penalize them for being honest with you. If you give them permission, your family can give you a lot of insight as it relates to how people experience you. Now, the 5-move like hack is look like you're ready. Change your presentation to suit your future. Get in the room, position yourself in environments connected to your desired future. Bring something to the room. Never approach relationships merely looking to extract value. Number 4, let them experience your gift. Serve so effectively that your competence becomes undeniable. And number 5, make them want you back. Carry a pleasant, mature, emotionally intelligent spirit. Now, you don't have to chase every opportunity. Develop yourself until opportunity can recognize you. Change how you present. Change where you circulate. Change what you contribute. Change how you demonstrate your value. Change the emotional experience people have with you. Because sometimes the difference between your present life and your preferred life isn't a miracle. It's a strategy. It's a hack. I hope you've gotten something out of my little time with you today. Now, don't forget, those of you that are part of the Royal Court tomorrow evening at 5:30. I forget what we're talking about tomorrow, but we're going to meet tomorrow for our private members-only Zoom session tomorrow. And next week, I think Tuesday, MORDECAI Mission is going to open for applications. We're going to take 50 in this cohort. I think this is our 5th MORDECAI Mission. We're going to take 50. And so, it's going to be extremely exclusive. And it'll start September the 26th. This is a 12-week live mentoring program every Saturday evening, somewhere around this time. I think it'll be at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Every Saturday evening, we'll meet with women from all around the country, many times all around the world, by way of Zoom. It's just going to be a whole different experience. MORDECAI Mission is the staple teaching for what Lisa and I do and what we're planning to do in 2027. Which is launching the Blake's Transformation Institute. It's going to be amazing. But next week, MORDECAI Mission opens up for registration. Listen, I hope you've gotten something out of our time today. Life hack strategy, 5 moves that can change the direction of your life. I hope you've gotten something out of this today. Don't forget, you can look in the description and find the link for BetterHelp Counseling. If you need counseling of any kind, BetterHelp will be there for you. Tomorrow, if you're anywhere around Houston, Texas, 10 a.m. is the time to meet me at 4805 Shermire Road. I call it the Agreement Assembly this month, the month of August. 10 a.m. I'm going to be in posture to pray the prayers of agreement with you for many, many different kinds of issues in your lives. And I'm calling the church to meet me for 10 a.m. And then at 11 a.m., we're going into regular worship and we're talking about the force of agreement. This is the month of Agreement Assembly at New Home Ministries, Houston. And I invite you to be a part of our worship experience tomorrow. Now, listen, I have thoroughly enjoyed my time with you. And you know what I say to you. You're on top. You're going higher. God has more in store for you. So I'm going to see you at the top. This has been RC Blakes. Let's talk.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go with RC Blakes Jr. Let's go.